The effects of white mainstream English. The concept of language in our society today is critical when it comes to almost everything us human beings do. Language is something that everybody uses in order to communicate with one another, voice opinions, express concerns, along with many, many other things. Taking a look at our society today, English is placed at the forefront of every language. It has actually been statistically proven that English is the #1 most spoken language in the world, but in accordance with that, English can be classified differently, especially by primary or first language English speakers. White mainstream English has attempted to sweep the world by storm, and by primary speakers of English actually tends to be the ideal way to communicate the English language. The question that arises with this statement, though, is why? In multiple surveys conducted by proficient English language speakers and professors, it has been reported that approximately 85% of English language learners experience severe kinds of anxieties when it comes to learning and speaking English. Established scholar and Dr. N. Eleni Papamiel noted in an article regarding English language learners that hundreds of students in which she conducted interviews did not like speaking English simply based on feelings of fright and for the preservation of any types of future embarrassment. Students of non-English descent and of color tend to consistently struggle to learn the English language, primarily because of unnecessary judgment from these proficient English language speakers. When looking at this from a societal point of view, we may ask ourselves, what can we do to prevent things like this from continuing? Well, for starters, we should be more inclusive and less judgmental when speaking with these English language learners, not dwelling on any miniature mistakes. We should learn to become more welcoming to mistakes and other manners of communication. On top of that, we should work to incorporate books and other kinds of selections that represent the way English language learners communicate, as these ways of communication should be viewed as a value rather than a flaw. These different ways of communication in other countries where English is actually the second, third, or maybe even fourth language spoken, to them is the proper way to speak the language. So with that said, what necessarily makes our way the correct way? The answer to that? Nothing. So let's work even harder today to change that and become more inclusive to these English language learners.
Created using Powtoon.